Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hawakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out here pushing this truth and sincerity. The water for what you do, we love you. We appreciate you through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom to y'all. All right, it's your brother Dawud Dodd from the Great Millstone Camp in Atlanta. Lord willing, get to give you an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, who the world ignorantly calls God, his name is Yahweh, meaning he is or he exists or he to be. Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai, meaning he is the Savior or he is the deliverer. All right, he saves, he delivers. If you're watching this now, you're a so-called black, Native American, or Latino man or woman, then you are a Hebrew Israelite according to the Holy Bible. Shalakia. All right, you would not find black, Native American, or Latino in the Bible. So you got to figure out who you are, because certain people in the Bible were given the promises of the kingdom, the glory, covenants, and the salvation. Right, you elected those people. Right, and if you don't look like a so-called black, Native American, or Latino, because this is not a thing of color and what you look like, then you could possibly be a Hebrew Israelite as well. Especially if you feel like this is the truth and it resonates with your spirit, all right? You know, because after mixing and mingling, you have our people amongst people who look like they might be Chinese, and so on and so forth. All right. I think that's about it. So yeah, man, this is the story of Simeon and Levi. I don't think we went deep into it, so we'll go a little deeper than we did last time. This is Genesis chapter 34 and verse 1, and it says, the treachery of Jacob's sons. It says, and Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. So now he took her, meaning he took her forcefully, because one, women ain't supposed to be walking around by themselves and whatnot, but he took her forcefully, man. Right, and then two, she's beautiful, right, and there's a dangerous world out there. It says, in his soul clave unto Dinah, but that's how things were done. It says, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. So it's like, he took her by force, but he was well to her. He treated her with respect, and these types of things, man. It says, and Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, get me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel in line with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. And the reason why it ought not to be done, because you're not an Israelite. Right? And these men weren't Israelites yet, because their father Jacob, his name hadn't gotten changed yet. And that blessing didn't come down, as far as being the Hebrew Israelites, but they are a part of the royal bloodline. Remember, it went through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob just had his name later changed it to Israel. But at this point, they weren't Israelites just yet. Right? But still, you're not a part of our royal bloodline, you see? So you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all not circumcised, which they're going to go into. So you're filthy and defiled, because you're a heathen, number one. Then you're also not circumcised. You guys, you being a heathen means that you guys eat certain foods, whatever you want. You guys, do all types of sorts of filthy acts that we don't adhere to, you see? All right, and because of these things, they're like, man, this nasty mother effer, gonna, lay with our daughters, man, our sisters. See? You know what I'm saying? And that's equivalent to today, man. You niggas get upset when you see Esau, which is a so-called white man, getting with your sisters and whatnot, or any heathen other than so-called Black, Native American, Latino. You see how you get upset, because you know deep down something wrong with it. You know, it says, "And Hamor communed with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give her him to wife, and make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possessions therein." It says, "And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brother, Let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. But give me the damsel to wife." And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, Because he had defiled Dinah their sister. And they said unto them, We cannot do this thing to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised. You see? It says, For that were reproached us. It says, But in this will we consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every man and male of you be circumcised. Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if ye would, which that's impossible because you're not a part of the royal bloodline, you see? So they really came and they don't have that power to give, so they're being deceitful. It says, But if ye will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then will we take our daughter, and we will be gone. So, yeah, because, bro, like, you're never gonna be one with us. See, that wasn't the Most High's intentions to make these men Hebrew Israelites, or a part of the royal bloodline. It says, And their words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father, which, hey, look, man, he's not a part of that bloodline, but at least he was honorable, you know? So really, what they did was kind of wrong, but it's going to tell you here. It says, And Hamor and Shechem, his son, came unto the gate of their city and communed with the men of their city, saying, These men are peaceable with us. Therefore let them dwell in the land and trade therein, for the land behold it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. And our daughters, and the women in our nation are beautiful. These so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos. They're the most beautiful women in the world. All right, everybody wants to be like them. All the women want to get surgeries to look like them. That's just we're the pinnacle of beauty. You know what I'm saying? And the other nations are not. They might have beautiful women, but for the most part, man, they want to be with Jake, man. These so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos. We hold the standard of beauty, man. Let's see. It says, verse 22, Only herein will the men consent unto us for to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us be circumcised, as they were circumcised. You imagine this man is going to his whole, nation, telling them this thing which he don't know, that's a lie. It's just crazy. That's cruel. It says, Shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. To Hamor and unto Shechem his son hearken all that went out of the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of the city. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, which Simeon in the Hebrew is Shemaiah 1, which Shemaiah 1 which means um has off affliction heard. All right. It says, and Levi, which in the Hebrew is lawyer, which means joined to me. It says Dinah's brethren took each man his sword and came unto the city and came upon the city boldly and slew all the males. And they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went out. All right, so they just killed the a lot of people and they just killed the two main players in that whole area in that whole land. All right, it says the sons of Jacob came upon the slain and spoiled the city because they had defiled their sister. That's how deep it is, man. They took their sheep and their oxen and their asses, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field, and all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their wives took their captives and spoiled even all that was in the house. So you take everything. Like when you used to conquer, you should take everything. It was a cruel world back then, man, and it's really the way it was supposed to be. Like you went in and you took all the substance, all the good that they had. Sometimes the Lord will have you destroy it all, but you take all their good. You know, that's how it's been. So like this world that we live in right now, these women are they're so comfortable and stuff. Yo, they about to get a rude awakening, and it's getting bad over there in the Ukraine, and it's not like they can really, they all the women fled, and these women are terrible because what they do is they'll flee. There was this one chick, or maybe two girls, I believe they're from Ukraine, and they went over there, and then you end up seeing them on a Fresh and Fit, and it's like, yo, your country is going to war, your men are dying right now, and this chick goes, these chicks are going to Miami to go get smashed and go party and shit. You see, this world is out of control, man. These people need to get put back in order. These women need to get put back in order, right? Now, who cares? They're Edomites, right? But it's just like, yo, have you no honor? You know, have you no fucking honor? But everybody thinks that this world is everything's a big joke and a big game, man. It's not. Let's see. It says, and Jacob says in Shemaiah 1, which is Simeon, and Loyal, which is Levi, you have trouble. Oh, by the way, Simeon, that's so-called Dominicans, and Levi, that's the so-called Haitians. Ye have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And I being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and they shall be destroyed. I am my house. And they said, should he deal with our sister as an harlot? So I want to go to I want to go to 35. We're going to get into 35 in the next video, man, so we can follow the journey. This was hilarious because, like, Jacob cursing their asses out. But at the end of the day, fuck them other, them heathens, man. As Apostle Tahar say, man, they ain't supposed to be with our women, man. But Jacob was upset because it's like, bro, we just got here. Y'all niggas about to y'all done got us kicked out, man. Y'all just got evicted. They about to come down on us, man. But yeah, man, it was right, man. Fuck, cause at the end of the day, it's all spirit of the Lord, man. Like, sleep with our women will kill you, man. So we're supposed to go somewhere else, anyways, man. But Lord willing, he was edified, man. And I love reading these stories so that way you get more history of our forefathers. These are some of my favorite things to do. These read along with these stories and things. So let's continue to do that. We got a lot of prophecies popping off as well, so we gotta get some prophetic videos out. But Lord willing, he was edified. I want to go to the next one. Say shalom.